Greetings, sailors, and welcome to me being ill but trying to record something anyway. And I probably sound incredibly croaky right now, but I am actually feeling at least a little better than I was. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and sit down and live record some live USS Flint play, because this is, of course, the ranked reward ship. Now, we've got a current season of ranked games going on, and if you win enough seasons, you win a Flint. And it's basically a premium Atlanta, but with a few significant differences. Now, I've also got the Atlanta myself, so I'm not entirely unfamiliar with the playstyle. The main ones cosmetically are the fact that the Flint hasn't got these two turrets. It's got some extra AA emplacements instead, you can see there. So the raw AA value is a bit better. It's also got longer range but slower torpedoes. Not 6 point anything, 9.2 kilometers with 55 knots, whereas the Atlanta has got shorter range, 4.5, but 65 knot torpedoes. I think damage wise they might be different as well. Just quickly check that. That's 16k damage, and the Flints are also 16k, so the damage is actually the same, but they're just a lot slower. Of course, there is also one other significant difference, and that is the fact that instead of radar, the Flint gets smoke. Or at least I think it gets smoke instead of radar. Yeah, it is just smoke. So with the Atlanta, you get the choice of, well, not choice of anything. You've got radar. You've also got the usual infinite defensive AA and hydroacoustic search. And I've actually put hydro on the Flint just to see what it's like. But the defensive AA is also infinite on the Flint, so it's the same as the Atlanta in that regard. I've decided to give the hydro a go, because if you're smoking up, sometimes it might be useful to be able to peek outside. I think, and I've covered this ship before, somebody sent me a viewer replay in which they'd done very well with it. But it was the fact that they were able to use the hydro at various points that was quite useful, so they could see things that were relatively close around them. Now, there's been a bit of controversy, I think it's fair to say, with the British cruisers having smoke, and they have indeed gotten smoke back in their latest iteration. I hasten to add, we haven't actually gotten them to try yet. You'll have to see that yourself in my port. Nary a British cruiser in sight, so they're still being super tested right now. But the smoke that they've got is apparently it's very small blobs or something like that. So be able to use it to lay down smoke screens. But if you're going to just sit in it yourself, it sounds like it'll be rather easy to counter it. You'll just fire in and have a relatively high chance of hitting somebody because it's only a small blob. Now, which captain am I looking for? That captain. There we go. This is actually my North Carolina commander. The Flint and the Atlanta, in theory, you'd think it being destroyer caliber guns, you might want to destroy a captain, but really you want a captain that's got both demolition expert and AFT. And you could, in theory, have that and also a concealment expert captain. So I suppose you could, if you squeezed all that onto a USDD captain, then that would be ideal. But I don't think I have anything close to that. My only current USDD, if I can find it, is the Farragut, and it's somewhere. And this is probably entirely unimportant, but what skills do I have on the Farragut captain? There you go, I do actually have demolition expert, but no AFT. So we're going to go with the AFT captain because these are destroyer guns. They have exactly the same range as the Atlanta, and having AFT puts it out to 13 point something because the base range is 11.1, I think. It's not good. Anyway, 13.3. There we go. So I'm just going to play this live, and whatever happens, happens. And because I'm not feeling very well, it probably won't be very expertly played, but anyway, I can talk now for longer than 5 minutes without dissolving into a coughing fit. So that's, like I say, I may sound fairly terrible, but I do actually feel a bit improved over the last 2 days. Ooh, Tier 9 game. Okay, this could be interesting. Now, how effective the Atlanta is depends a lot on what map you get, because it relies heavily on being able to sit behind islands and fire over those islands. Now, that's also true of the Flint, of course, but the ability to lay down a smokescreen and the fact that it's a US smokescreen, which I think the US smokescreens last the longest, means that you can effectively create your own cover. Now, people can still fire torpedoes and their guns into that cover. And as I was saying just a moment ago with the UK cruisers, you know, a cruiser's not a small target, especially if you're firing your guns into smoke. It'll be easier to hit than trying to hit a destroyer. But also, of course, with this being a larger cloud of smoke than the UK cruisers are in theory going to get, it will be still a little bit harder. But if you're looking at where the shells are coming from, it's a lot easier to see the horizontal plane than it is the vertical plane where the shells are coming from on this ship. So in theory this is a decent map just for the Atlanta or this. There are a couple of maps which absolutely blow. Ocean is by far the worst, but Neighbours for some reason, well not for some reason, Neighbours is also fairly terrible for the Atlanta. And I would guess by extension this thing as well, because there are really not a lot of islands that you can use to fire over. And there are some that used to be better, for instance, Two Brothers, but that got nerfed for that kind of HE lobbing playstyle. So really we have to, if I'm remembering correctly, I had a big Atlanta session the last time there was an ARP mission on EU. And it was one of the sections was, you know, get 3,000 hits. So I just thought, okay, I'll just play the Atlanta over and over again, and I did. And it was a matter of a couple of hours getting the mission. But I learned very rapidly that you can't steam in, you can't be at the head of the pack, you can't do anything. Your base detection without any kind of anything, without the captain skill is, so is it 10.7? So it's reasonably stealthy for a cruiser. And if you had a concealment expert, that could be rather nice indeed. But I don't have any American captains with a concealment expert. I don't think I have any captains with a concealment expert skill. I'm working to get it on my Fubuki captain, or what is currently my Fubuki captain, of course. They might swap to being a captain of something else once the new Japanese destroyers come in. So, everything's out of range right now. I think we are probably too close to this island to be able to fire over it anyway. It's very, very handy for cruisers like this having the little island marker, or the terrain marker, there. So it tells you exactly what you can and can't hit. Right. Okay. We've actually gone a little bit too much backwards there. In theory, I can hit this York. And just creep forwards again. It has a very definite playstyle. This, I mean, it could just pull around the edge of the island and smoke up, I suppose, because hey, I'm in a Flint. Let's try that. This is my first game in this. I have not played this before. Wargaming have given us this briefly for a period of testing to promote the ranked battles. Of course, they want people to show it off. And let's see if I can't murder that Mayhem a bit. It's more lead than that, probably. He's just smoked up himself. Now I could, in theory, not long enough range torpedoes. I'm going to back up a bit. Because that Mayhem will himself have put out torpedoes quite probably. It really is just that York in range, but we've got a good couple of kilometres on him. Oh, well, there's the Mayhem. So yeah, you just fire lots and lots and lots of HE shells, and you don't quite get the... Actually, what if it's trying to kill the Mayhem? He has dropped on our Iowa. You get not quite as many HE shells as the Atlanta, of course. Oh, it's a bit risky. This is going to involve pulling out into the open, basically. Oh, never mind. He's dead. I'll just come out my smoke for nothing. Oh, I'll be a team player. I'll help the team. You know what? We'll go forwards and use this island, in which case that smoke charge was pretty much wasted. But I am failing you at this. It's basically the ultimate sort of gunboat destroyer in a way. You do have those longer range torpedoes, but they are so very, very slow. Anyway, this is absolutely ideal. This is a nice, fat, tasty battleship. We'll get some fires on this guy. I'll go a bit more forward than this. I'm spotting it right now, unfortunately. Oh, that's on fire, and that gets him spotted by my allies because of course being on fire increases your detection range. Oh, gone forward too much there. I gotta pay more attention to how many times I'm hitting the W or the S key. Oh, go on, someone can spot that guy. That Fubuki's not on a lot of health. Oh. Okay, well, I'm not entirely over the coughing, it seems like. Yeah. It's not even really been deadly man flu, it's just been a rather mild cold. I've not even had a drippy nose or anything. It's just been my throat, my voice, and sounding rather croaky, and trying to hack up a lung every now and then. Which is not, you know, I kind of need my lungs to be inside, and yet they just occasionally make a break for freedom, which is rather inconvenient. So this is not spectacular or anything. I'm sure we can manage to get a better use of the smoke, but I don't play the Atlanta on a regular basis. It's just got such a particular playstyle that it doesn't necessarily like, unless there's a specific reason to play the Atlanta, generally I don't. Right, they've got some ships going for sea. Is that Fubuki just AFK? Yes. Oh, we're a ship down. That's good. And we're also losing on ships generally. Don't think I've made much of an impact so far on this one. We'll try and dissuade the Hipper, I guess, but there's also some kind of destroyer? The Lo Yang, I think that is. Now, the main problem is, of course, if I go around there and start shooting at the Hipper and smoke up, if I'm the one that's spotting the Hipper, I then can't see what I'm shooting at. So that's always the disadvantage of firing from smoke. If you're the only one that's spotting, then it becomes a bit problematic. Could we, in theory, hit the Hipper from here? No, this island's a little bit too high. I'm going to start laying the smoke. Let's say now.
Smoke generator started.
I'm actually going fast enough to be spottable through the smoke right now. In fact, we might even want to try. So maybe shots. Oh, he's turning away though. Let's just stay here. Right, that was the reset on him, so it seems like the Lo Yang is not actually in the cap. However, I think it's the AFK Fubuki. I think it's actually the AFK Fubuki that's spawning this guy. Who is that? That is Hotiki or something. Hokurti? Anyway, we'll just report them. Just stop dead in the water. Now this is the disadvantage, of course. It's exactly the same. It's US destroyer guns, so they have a rather orbital trajectory. They take an awfully long time to get where you want them to. And so any kind of change in speed and course absolutely does have a big effect on whether your shells can hit or not. Oh well, knocked out an AA gun. It's not much use to me, but. With some fires. That's why Demo Expert is so useful. Right, that's got to be the Lo Yang in the cap circle now. Oh, could in theory get the zoom out at this point. If that's enough lead. I can just about fire 3 salvos in the time it takes to oh, that's one fire. Yeah, that was way too much lead on that one. Completely over adjusted. Fires are the main power of this thing. If you get some fires going, okay, that's my smoke just about done. The Fubuki lays own smoke though. I'm still behind smoke right now. And I think the thing that is kind of like maybe in danger of making this ship seem a bit overpowered is the fact that the smoke, by the time your smoke goes away, it's almost back again. Like, it's quite long-lasting smoke. There's now 10 seconds until my smoke comes back. Uh-oh, I'm being shot by a phj.wotreplays. Who doesn't seem particularly happy to see me. Just gonna put some torps out of that. I probably won't do anything, but you never know. So yeah, of course, this being basically an Atlanta, it doesn't exactly have a lot of armor. Oh, hello, Izumo. This probably will hurt. Yep. To the tune of most of my health. But what can you do? Also got Fubuki coming up. They're going for the cap circle quite possibly. So yeah, you absolutely rely on hard cover. You charge somebody over open water in one of these things, and you're just gonna die. There's not a lot to it. I got those torps back now. It's quite a long reload. I mean, they are long range torps, which is, I suppose, quite nice, but that doesn't matter that much. I like I did finally wake up. Too late though. We'll just do a mad banzai charge at this. I'm just slightly conscious of the fact that there could be torpedoes coming into this any moment, and we've pretty much lost anyway, so... Oh, never mind. Well, this team got really quite hammered. Overall, I don't know that I really contributed much. 46,000's not a huge amount of damage, although it was bottom tier. Although it was enough to put me second place on the team. And better than all of the tier 9s apart from the phj.wotreplays. So, yeah. 70k credits. It wasn't really a lot of profit considering it's a premium. But, oh, actually, having said that, is it a premium? It might not be. It might be technically a reward ship that doesn't make premium credits. I would have to double check that. I'm not offshore. I'm not offhand completely certain if it is actually a premium or if it is a reward ship. Because if you filter by premiums, you get, the ARP ships, which are, of course, not premiums. So the Flint could be the same. Now, I still made a profit even after paying for the premium consumables, and we'll give it another go. We'll do one more game and see if we can use smoke a bit better. Although I was using the smoke all right at the end there. Oh, good grief. But I don't know. I could probably be using it better. That's usually true. It's usually true that I could probably be doing most things better. Anyway, better matchmaking, tier 8 game. A bunch of battleships, which is nice. I can go nom nom nom. Only a couple of cruisers per team. And domination mode again. Although last time we really seemed to fail to make an impact on... I think we eventually got 2 cap circles, but by that point we'd already lost. This isn't really... I find this with the Atlanta as well. It's hard to carry. It's hard to have that much of an impact on a match. It's a fragile ship with a really quite a short range. So unless you happen to find a very low health enemy that you can then maybe charge down and get some torpedoes in, or you sort of just charge at them and set lots of fires, or hope to set lots of fires, there's not that much you can do. And the tier 7 cruisers generally are on the, well, I say high tier cruisers generally are on the fragile side. It's not just tier 7. It's not entirely 100% true, but mostly they are. But they generally have better ranges than 13.3 kilometers at tier 7. So it really is at that point the range that makes it very, very difficult. Because to get close enough to actually use your guns and do damage, you have to put yourself in really quite high amounts of danger. So it's like the Atlanta. It is basically an Atlanta. It's a gimmick ship. Only it's a modified gimmick because it gets the ability to lay down its own smoke screens. Anyway, we've got, let's see, Parrot destroyers going on this side. There's actually a carrier in this game, so we might get to put the AA to use. Although, having said I was worried about torpedoes in the last one, I could have fired off my hydroacoustic, which I specifically took for torpedoes and the like, and I then forgot it was there. So well done me. But I'm ill. Cough, 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 cough. That's why I forgot. Absolutely, it's nothing to do with being terrible at warships. It's the fact that I'm ill. Yes. Yes. Now, I think I can fire over that ridge there. And that maybe puts me in a position to deal with anybody that decides they're going to try and come through the middle. That has to be that Matsuki just randomly dropping torpedoes. Right, do we have... No, oh, right, here we go. We're just about finding the sweet spot. But it requires people coming around that corner rather closer than they are right now. You used to be able to, the other side was the better side, or it used to be. And it's just not the case anymore. Oh, I air spotted. Let's select those planes. Now, AFT means, I think the longer range, the dual purpose guns go out to 6.7 kilometers, so it's got a decent range to it. I'm actually shooting down some of these planes. I'm helping out our carrier. Just trying to get a little bit closer. There we go. I'll actually just tell this guy. Ah! I didn't mean to do that. I was going to type to the carrier, which involved the letter Y, and I've laid down smoke. Well done. Well done. You have to hit the enter key first, brain. You can't just start typing. There you go. See, I was trying to be, you know, I was trying to tell the carrier, oh, you can do that, and you can. Oh, he's actually going for a carrier snipe. He's going for a carrier snipe with his one torpedo bomber squadron. Yeah, we might not be dealing with the sharpest knife in the cutlery drawer. It might be an upgraded torpedo bomber squadron. But yeah, what I don't like. Okay, was there a point to that? I don't know. Maybe he's hoping if he does it enough times. Right, nobody's within range. And I can't smoke because somebody accidentally pressed the Y key early, and yeah, we might just have to go forward and see if we can find something to shoot at. Yeah, I really wish I had smoke available, and then some blithering idiot pressed the wrong button at the wrong time, or the right button at the wrong time. Right, our Scharnhorst is not doing well, but he's just, I don't know, he's going for it, and the only battleships, he's not taking account of the fact that, yeah, he's got battleships back up, but they're slow American battleships, and he's charged forwards. And it's not gone well for him. It's all very well going and taking it on the nose and saying, right, I'm gonna tank the damage, and I know I've got battleships behind me, but if those battleships are considerably slower than you, then yeah, you might need to wait for them to catch up first. But this is not enough terrain to really hide behind. There's another minute before I can get smoke. So I'm just gonna cautiously nose forward for now. And hopefully not waste another smoke charge. That was silly. That's the state I'm in right now. Keyboards are hard, you guys. Well, they're both behind an iron, so in theory I can shoot this without him being spotted. Although it then becomes a bit of guesswork as to trying to get the right spot. Oh, fire on the Colorado. I'm air detected. I'll select the fighters for preference. He's trying to intercept. I don't have. This is one where defensive AA actually would have been really useful, but just the natural AA abilities of this ship are very good. But the Megami is firing at me, so we probably want to do something about that. So charge forward to the next island bit of cover. And yes, there's a Cleveland, but more shots out. Ouch. Kill. Right, the Cleveland's firing at me. I'm not so concerned about that. I'm more concerned about this Colorado. I could use smoke here, but it honestly would seem like maybe a bit of a waste of a charge. Hello. Torpedoes. Having said that, there's a destroyer or something around. So you know what, let's okay, sure. He's firing AP as well, which is a little bit dangerous. I probably should be going for the Colorado actually, although I think he's still or is that somebody else's fire? Oh, that's my fire.
Smoke screen set.
See, without AFT, this guy would already be out of range. So I think AFT is vital for a captain that you put in this ship. Yeah, that Colorado's just about done for. That's one of the reasons why I didn't like the Colorado. You meet somebody that in a cruiser that just starts peppering you with HE, and it becomes very, very hard to make a getaway. Oh, and another Colorado. And at the tier the Colorado is at, generally speaking, there are a lot more ships around that have annoying HE shells. Now I'm gonna land maybe one more salvo on him at most. Oh, having said that, might get a few more shells on target. No extra fires though. So this is trying to fight over open water. I've lost half my health and I still haven't exactly done a huge amount of damage. And that seems like they've got a destroyer in the cap of B, which is not so good, but the temptation to charge back and defend is rather moderated by the fact that that's a rather large group of ships right there. Well, that's my smoke going anyway. So by the time your cooldown counter gets to about a minute, that's how long it takes for the smoke to dissipate. So we're fairly even on numbers so far. Looks like our Shikaku is moving up, which is good. Although he's going to have to move more than that. Right, yeah, let's go forwards and help take down this Colorado. It must be nearly 7 kilometers for the dual purpose. So I'm concentrating on this guy's fighters, because if you can take down the fighters, then that leaves our Shikaku a bit more free to do what he wants to do. Right. Colorado is much more likely to be, oh, never mind, he's dead, firing at somebody else at that stage, so that's fine. And they've actually been chased off the cap, although we lost that battleship that was there. Right, he just needs to run. He's fast enough. The Shikaku's fast enough. So we're doing the two brothers ring-a-ring-a-rosy thing. We are a little ahead on points right now. If we could kill their carrier, that would be useful. He's probably over in this corner somewhere. I think capping A might be more useful. Now the main issue is, potentially for us, their ships are all now, their remaining ships are all grouped together. Ours are all much more spread apart, and that can be an issue because, of course, it means their group can pick off our ships one by one. Air spotted. That's going to be that catapult fighter. There we go. Even without defensive AA, I think I've done all right. Now they might get somebody that tries to come back down the middle, so we're just going to... Why not? Drop some torpedoes there. I was briefly air spotted. There's the enemy Atlanta. I mean, if I was them, that would be the temptation, is to just come down the middle. And there's the carrier. I kind of want to get the carrier, because getting that carrier could be useful. But it also would be nice to do more damage. Maybe I should just turn around. Maybe I should. And smoke up and then help defend that cap point. Because the Fubuki's not coming down through the middle at all. So I'll give that a go. I might have made this decision rather too late. But I'm definitely not the sharpest spoon in the drawer myself today when it comes to playing warships. I have been trying to play some ranked battles, and I'm up to, is it rank 16, so I've not exactly gotten very far. But it's quite, in some ways it's quite nice, the feature where you don't, if you're top of the team, you don't lose any stars on a loss, because there have been one or two games where I've done rather well, and I've mostly been playing the Arizona, and I've done okay, and I've, 100,000 damage, and I've got 3 kills, and nobody else did anything. I would say they've spotted the Shikaku. I'm not quite sure the Shikaku didn't get moving sooner, but I mean, I can try smoking. Oh, he's out of the line of fire at this point anyway. So there's a couple of destroyers to murder. I actually want some AP for the Atlanta. I'll also fire off the Hydro. Oh, he's angled. Oh, and he himself knows to fire a AP right back at me, but I can just angle as well. And he's down. Well, we know there's a Mitsuki right there, but the Hydro's up for another minute, so... Oh well. I've not done a lot of damage, but 2 kills is useful. 2 kills means points for the team. Alright, I might lay down some smoke myself. Because that's now organised now, that's hove into view. And there we go. I know there's a Mitsuki around that corner. I've got Hydro for another couple of seconds. However, we just lost the Miyoko, which is not good because he was the one spotting for me. Right, if I... went out torps... And... oh, hello, Bayern. That's not particularly welcome because the Bayern is definitely within my detection range. I've got at least a minute left on the smoke. So we're just going to sit here and hammer the Bayern. And hope that I don't get hit by Matsuki torpedoes. Hey, I hit the Matsuki! That was just a complete, like, I've got so many kills. I've actually done less damage than I did in the last game, and I've got 4 kills. And of course, 4 kills gets us victory points, so I can say objectively I've helped win the game a bit more, but those are gonna miss, that's fine. Yeah, if I blind at my smoke, but that's because I'm more side onto the Bayern. So we're just farming some damage. I should be able to put myself over the damage count. So I think I used the smoke, apart from that first charge, I think I've used the smoke a bit better in this game, but I'm still not sure I've played super well. But it's helped. So people accusing me of pay to win. You cannot buy the Flint. And there's a Kraken. Easy game. Easy game. Only 50k damage. Oh, and there goes the smoke, which is me not paying attention. This guy might now kill me, but we've almost won this. It's actually an opportunity to do just a little bit more damage. 987 points. 991, we've basically won this. I really haven't done a lot of damage. The fact that I got a Kraken seems a bit silly, but whatever. That's one of the things you can do in a fast firing ship. It's the same with the Atlantis. You can hoover up the newer, lower health kills. You can end up kill securing things, but it's also very good at murdering destroyers in particular. So, yeah, this was definitely a better result than the last one. Still not great damage-wise, but I'd got some capping, I got some defense capping. I know what I mean. Damage upon your spawning is 1700. Wasn't very much. Potential damage, 500,000. I don't know how it calculates that exactly. I mean, the torpedoes going through the smoke might have counted, for example. So yeah, not even that much from the fires. There was only 5 fires. This is why you really want Demolition Expert to get the most out of this. So is this ship, I mean, having said it's not pay to win because you can't buy it, is it kind of overpowered? Circumstantially, I think there are circumstances where it could be perceived to be overpowered. There are times when the Atlanta, like if it gets the right map, it can just sit behind an island with impunity and spam HE shells, and you could call it overpowered in that circumstance. But that is pretty much the only thing that these ships can do. Is the point? It's like outside of those circumstances, they are very vulnerable and rather weak. So they're very asymmetric ships. They're either very, very situationally strong or very situationally weak. And I think the Flint is really no different, although arguably it is better than the Atlanta in that just you can lay down your own cover. And this is one of the issues people were having with the RN cruisers in their first iteration, is that they were either a bit too strong with the smoke or a bit too weak without it. So yeah, we'll see, however, what Wargaming has in mind for the thingy cruisers. Anyway, this has been 40 minutes of rambling and coughing, and hopefully you've enjoyed it. So if you have, if you've enjoyed my look at the ranked season reward ship, which is a decent ship, if you don't think the playstyle is just boring, which you might do, I don't know, then yes, you can leave any comments below. You can hit the like button, you can sub to my channel if you haven't already, and as always, stay tuned for more.